Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Zero Bytes podcast. And as always, today Jesse is with us, but as a frozen image because of connection issues. Hey, how you doing, Jesse?
Hello, how you doing? My network sucks today, so you guys get to look at a still photo, and that will just have to do.
Yeah, it's a nice photo, too. You look different.
Yeah, it's when I have time and motivation, that's how I present myself to the world. So,
Yeah, uh, that's not wrong. And for the viewers out there, they must, if you notice, in between me and Jesse, there's a new the tux, the Linux tux has been replaced by our new merch store.
super
Yes,
excited about that. We got merch now.
we
We're a real
got
podcast.
merch thanks to Stream Elements, of course. And I want to show it to the people. One
Go buy our
second.
stuff.
Yeah, go buy our
What we do.
stuff. I know the thumbnail in the merch thing is not
Yeah,
flattering,
go
but
go ahead and put that up on main if you want.
yeah, doing so right now. Uh, there you go, guys. Oh, something is something is
So,
wrong.
what's your favorite piece of merch that you've made so far?
The cap, of course. Uh, just one second. Let me fix your frame live. Live issues. There's an issue with the frame. Uh-oh. Uh, where are you? Where art thou? Oh my God! Everything is messed up. Uh, I'm just gonna hide us for now.
Okay. Yeah, the camo is cool. I'm not anti the camo.
Yeah.
We
So
need we need a custom XeroLinux camo.
yeah, they don't offer a lot of choices. That's and a lot of
No, I
options
mean that
in
would
this.
have to be like a custom print job.
Yeah, maybe in when I switch to Teespring, maybe they offer better stuff. But as you can see, we got the unisex crew neck sweatshirt. We got the women's t-shirt. We got pullover hoodie. And if you click on the pullover hoodie, the best part is this one they offer it in purple, so it goes with the logo. So there's black, there's blue. We have the camo. The camo comes with a silver logo. It
But
comes
if
with a
you wear the
camo.
camo, nobody's going to be able to see you, so you have to be careful out there in public with the camo.
Yeah, and it comes in red as well, blue, and black. So we have this is my first time doing merch, so I don't know exactly how good of a quality it is. So
There's
there,
a lot of people that I know that use stream elements for merch as well as other things. So
yeah, but the problem is they don't offer a lot of options. Uh, but maybe we'll move to Teespring once I get everything settled. Uh, and the cap comes in pink as well for the ladies out there. Uh,
I like pink.
okay, uh, pink with
I
purple.
don't know if I don't like the white. It's it's gonna get dirty,
Yeah, but look
one
at the
day
black.
wearing it.
Look at the black. The black looks awesome.
Well, of course, black is the best default color.
Yeah, and with the purple, it feels right at home. Uh, and I used the tagline. I use XeroLinux, by the way,
Love it
because
because
it
you
goes
use
with the
it.
meme.
Oh, of course it does.
Yeah, and comes in bright blue. Whoa,
Yeah.
my connection's real bad.
Oh
And
man.
then in it comes in I think dark blue as well. Yeah, dark blue with the purple, perfect. This is my favorite color combination. There's the mug. The mug is my second favorite. Uh, it says I use Zero Linux, by the way, with the new logo created by a member of one of my patrons, uh, with the purple X in the
Look at
center,
that.
and
Look at that. The black is just the best. Is that the navy blue in second place?
yeah, uh, the cup, the mug, not the cup, the mug. It comes with a new logo created by one of my patrons with the purple X in the center and the black A, and I use Zero Linux, by the way.
Yeah, we're
So
gonna have to get you up on Mega Man Legends and stuff because the X always makes me think of Mega Man X
yeah,
in a good way.
yeah, I did play Mega Man X on the Steam Deck, but I got bored real easily. I don't know
Dare
why.
you?
Uh, it's not about getting bored. It's just being down right now because of the whole situation, which I'll get into in a minute.
Yeah.
Uh, but I'm not very happy with, for example, the phone cases. They only provide Galaxy Note 10 Plus and Galaxy S10, like ancient hardware. And for iPhones, they only provide for the iPhone 8, 11, 7, 8 Plus, and X or 10.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like your merch store is on Debbie and Sarge.
yeah. Another thing I like very much is the beanie. The beanie is really simple. I didn't put the text. I just opted to use just the logo to keep it simple, and it's for the remaining. It's the remaining time we have in winter. So yeah. But with that being said, people, this is our merch store to help out the project instead of donating without getting anything in return. This time around, you will receive something in return.
Yeah,
Uh,
very good.
yeah, please support the project by buying some of our merch. We'll try to do add more products as we go along. If this merch store works,
You know what we
uh,
should do? We should do some mouse pads.
they do have mouse pads, but I didn't know how to. If I put only my logo in the center, it's going to be white with just my logo in the center. I wanted to create something to put on the mat. I'm working on that. It's going to be added soon. I
Nice.
just need a graphic designer, somebody who can contribute a design for the mat, because I cannot come up with anything right now. No power. I will explain in a bit, but
Yeah. How
uh,
do you have on the UPS if you get a power hit while we're streaming?
no, it's not going to cut while we're streaming because we got the timesheet for what's going on. Uh, which let me transition back to the main, and I need to
Hold
explain
on.
to everyone the current situation over here at the Zero Linux HQ. Uh, we have been hit by uh, a generator mafia beetle, where they require us to pay in dollars instead of Lebanese currency. Uh, but because we refused, uh, they vetoed us, and they are going to provide us with 10 hours less power during the day. Not that we were getting a lot of power during the day anyway. So now they're robbing us of 10 hours more no power. So this what this means is from 9 a.m. to noon, no power. From 2 p.m. to 4 p.m., no power. From midnight to 5 a.m., no power. So, yeah, 9 hours, no, not 10 hours, 9 hours of no power. So I cannot work on Zero Linux. I cannot
That
even open.
sucks.
I cannot even open the store at regular hours anymore. I open from 10:30 to 2:30 p.m. Have lunch, reopen from 3:30 to 6:30. Now I can't. I have to open the store from noon to 1. That's 1 hour. then from 4 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. I'm like, what kind of job is that? What kind of I cannot do anything, and I wanted to go live from the store to give you guys some juicy content for how I work on XeroLinux and how I update my packages on the repo and so forth. Now I can't because I
Yeah.
won't have power. So,
Well,
uh,
hey, thank you, Josh, for letting me know I had room echo going. I couldn't hear it.
I couldn't hear it either.
So,
Those headphones might be shit because I can't hear real audio. I can just hear
yeah, I
the
don't know. But I think the echo should be gone unless it's coming from somewhere else.
maybe. If I can't hear it, let us know in the chat. Uh,
Oh no, I wonder if Discord is using the wrong source. Give me just a moment.
oh, maybe.
It is.
Oh, no wonder it was loud. But yeah, as I was saying, Zero Linux is right now going through even worse times. But hopefully, this is just a temporary situation, like everything else uh, going on. Uh, I'll let everyone know when it gets better. I'll announce it on Discord and Twitter and wherever I am connected. Uh, oh, yeah. So thank you, Teddy, for letting us know also. Uh, but yeah, that's it. I don't want to say too much bad news. Uh, but that's the current situation at over here at Zero Linux HQ. The releases are going to go up. They're going to be up in less than a week. There'll be the GNOME ISO for all the patrons and the supporters, and the KDE version will be up for everyone to download from the regular places. But after that, I don't know what the fate of the YouTube channel is. We're working on it. I have someone, thanks to the Linux Tube. I recommend you watch his videos. You jump on his channel. He's an awesome person, Alex from the Linux Tube. He helped me find someone who will be working on the YouTube channel, getting it up there, uh, getting the all the necessary tags, SEO friendly tags, and everything. Better thumbnails, a new intro to potential videos, uh, the small subscribe and ring-a-ling the ding-a-ling bell thingy animation. uh, this is a lot of work will be going into the channel. It just relies on me to create the content, and I will see what I can do when the situation gets settled. That covers the current situation part of things. Now let's go back into Linux, shall we?
Absolutely, yeah.
So, in today, on today's episode, we're going to discuss a little bit about flatpaks. This is a subject that Jesse wanted to talk about last week. So,
Yeah,
all right.
so all right. Flatpak, it's definitely a loaded conversation, I would say. Would you agree? People have their feelings about it.
About yeah, they they do, but
Okay.
when like for example now flatpaks they have their place right now. Because some people say it's because of the Steam Deck, because the Steam Deck runs flatpaks and that's how it's recommended to be used due to its immutable nature. But
Hmm. Well,
flatpaks, they are they have their upsides and their downsides.
well,
There's
sure. Any container or can you officially call Flatpak a package manager? Because I don't think that's quite right. It is really like an app store, and a lot of the articles coming out about it now are calling it that. It's very much like an app store for Linux, more than a package manager.
it's both. I
Yeah,
think it's both. It's a package manager because it uses its own command to install their packages, and they are a package format. Uh, but we have a lot of those. We got snaps, which, oh my god, the negativity around what Canonical decided, and the clickbaity titles for articles about by order of Canonical, all the flavors have to discontinue shipping flatpaks by default. Uh, this is the wrong attitude to take. Come on, people. It's not like they're robbing you from the ability to install Flatpaks. You can still re-add Flatpaks to
right.
Ubuntu and whatever. It's just 2 steps extra because you need to do a 30-second thing. You're bashing Ubuntu. Flatpaks are good. Snaps
Yes.
are good.
Yep.
Each package format is good for what it was made for, and I would
Right.
understand 100% why Ubuntu is doing what they're doing.
Right.
Canonical are doing what they're doing because they are the ones who created snaps, and of course they're going to stand first behind what they created and remove the things that they don't directly support. It's
Yeah.
normal. Why
But
is everyone attacking them? I do not understand.
right. Well, I mean, what I will say is, Flatpak is going to make Linux much more accessible to people who don't want to use the terminal. And regardless of what your opinion is on whether you should, as a Linux user, more people should use it so that we get better things. So we get, more adoption from big companies. You know, if we ever want to see things like a Adobe Suite for Linux or something like that, we need these people that are afraid, unable, unwilling to use the terminal to have a way to put stuff on with a few clicks. And
Yes, correct. And Flatpaks,
the terminal is still going to be there for us who want to get under the hood.
yes, but Flatpaks to get. And here's the thing: there is something a caveat to using Flatpaks that I don't think they have fixed, or I don't know if they are planning to. I don't know if it's an issue or this is how by design, but in app stores, whatever front end you're using, be it the GNOME store or Pamac or whatever you're using, GUI front end you're using, when you select to install a Flatpak, for example, OBS, they don't show the available OBS plugins on the Flathub. They don't show it in any GUI front end. You have to do it via terminal to see. Oh, there are plugins I can install for the Flatpak version of OBS. I don't know if it's by design or whatever. It's targeting terminal warriors more than
I
GUI users.
I don't know what to think about that.
They did it like people when you look for OBS Studio in any GUI front end package manager front end,
Yeah.
all you will get is OBS Studio. That's it.
Yep. Let's take a trip over. If you want to put it up on screen, just take a trip over to flathub.org. Let's make an example, and let's look for OBS Studio.
Yep, I'm doing that right now. Flathub.org. 1 second. V-frames.
They're really underselling it here.
Yeah. Boo, boo, boo. 1 second. Right click.
And one gripe that I do have here is there's a setup guide that you have to follow according to FlatHub, and the text for it is very small, and it's easy to miss that.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, these icons on the quick setup page, if you click on the setup guide, looking great. Let's give that same attention to the whole FlatHub. Like, that will make people excited.
Yep. I don't have it on screen right now. I'm just fixing it. Just a second. Center. Where is
I'll send you a DM with the link to the. Oh, well, you can just do it from your browser source.
the what?
The setup guide. So, like, if you were trying to implement it yourself, it's not bad.
Yeah. I'm showing it on screen right now. Apps. The Flathub, for example, when you click on an icon, command line instructions. When you run this command, they show it on the Flathub website, but they don't show it on any GUI package manager.
Right.
So they show it on the website. So you're supposed to know that you need to run this command if you don't without having to go to Flathub website. So Flatpak install flathub org.gambus dot whatever. If you look for OBS, for example, OBS-Studio, which is going to now, you click on it. They don't show you that you can install the plugins, even on the website.
No. Yeah. And
They just
the
when you
plugins
type the command,
available.
yeah. But I'm gonna show when you type the command.
Right.
I'm gonna
The
show.
the the plugins that are available are actually one of my favorite things about OBS Studio's Flatpak.
Yeah, when you type the command, it says already installed. Okay, but if you type this command, it's just going to install OBS Studio. But now, when I minimize the browser and I type the same thing, but I just type OBS without the rest of the package name, and I hit enter, it's going to show you a whole list of OBS related packages, including plugins. But users don't know that. How are users supposed to know that? It's not friendly. It's not user
Yeah.
friendly. So when like users, what users do usually, they open the package manager.
Yeah. Here, blow that up a little bit. The terminal.
Yeah. Sorry. I keep forgetting that it's very small.
Yeah, let people actually see all those plugins that are available, and they're great.
You got the okay plugin GStreamer. You got the GStreamer plugin. You got the OBS VK Capture plugin, which is amazing for streaming games. You
Yeah,
have
how are you liking that? I like it better than the NVFBC that I spent the last
I
year
haven't
tearing
needed
my
to use it.
hair
I
out over.
haven't I haven't needed to use it yet because my internet is not great and the power
Well,
outages.
that's true.
But you have also screen switcher, move transition, OBS, VS. Okay, that's from another location. You got
And
the scale to sound, NVFBC. You have a vertical canvas, WebSocket. You got a ton of plugins on the Flathub, but people don't know about them because they're nor advertised on the Flathub website, nor in any GUI front end package manager. I'm like, okay,
now you can also go ahead uh, and install any other OBS plugin on Linux in the Flatpak version as well.
yeah,
But
all you have to do,
but the
all you have to
defaults
do,
that are available uh,
yeah,
as
but
you listed are right there in the terminal.
first, they need
But
to know that by installing them via AUR or regular packages, they're gonna go into the system, user share, whatever.
right,
Uh, the nice thing about the Flatpak version of OBS, if you give it permission to your entire system via FlatSeal or now the KDE Flatpak permission settings in KDE settings, it will be able to find those plugins in your system. But if you don't want to give it permissions because it's supposed to be a container, right? It's a containerized system.
a
So
sandbox.
yeah, if it's a since it's a sandbox, it's not, and people don't like to give it permission to their system. It's normal. It's not the wrong thing to do. But at this point, you will have to get the zipped version of those plugins and manually put them in var app OBS plugins folder. But this is extra work for a
Yeah.
user who's supposed to be a beginner user of Linux.
Could you imagine, you know how I feel about Flat Seal. Imagine a new user trying to navigate Flat Seal with Steam. It's a
Flat,
headache.
yes, it is because there's so many permissions. What I usually, okay, call me crazy, but what I end up doing with Flat Seal is selecting all my Flatpaks one by one and checking everything, everything,
It's
blindly checking.
dangerous.
I know, but I don't know. I don't want to bother to. Okay, I want to give it this. It's too time consuming. You have to know, and the way they word things in Flat Seal. That's another thing I have against Flat Seal.
Right, but
What is a user? How is a user supposed to know what a dbus is?
oh, of course, right.
Okay, they're gonna see dbus. Is that a bus that takes me from point A to point B? They don't know what a dbus is. So
Right,
they have to search for that term and do search for the other term and the other term. They're gonna spend
right.
time. It's a good
Well, I
learning
mean,
experience.
of course.
It's a good
But
method to learn, but not everybody has time to do all that.
I guess I guess what I would have to say is that's like when if you're on Windows and some support forums like, okay, now you got to go download, DirectX 12 and the Microsoft the VC redistributables, and you're just like, what? As a
Yeah,
new user to that too. Like every OS has that to a degree, but we don't need to make Linux any harder.
exactly. And like Josh said, the GNOME software will show the plugins once OBS is installed. Yes, if you are using pure GNOME, but and you're using everything that GNOME has put in place. But like in the situation of XeroLinux, I just added the dependencies and whatever to the GNOME front end, and
Yeah.
it still doesn't show the plugins because the way it was made for Arch and whatever. If you use it on Ubuntu or Debian base, maybe, but not on Arch, because the way Arch deals with repositories is different. The GNOME software deals with Arch repositories is different. So it's not true for everything.
Right.
Uh, so the Flathub is great, but it has its caveats, and I don't like them very much. I'm in a neutral position that I just use the Flatpaks that I need. Like I don't use Steam as a Flatpak. No way.
Right.
If you
No,
want,
I gave that up. Absolutely not.
yeah, it's a nightmare to give it permissions to here, to this, to that, to whatever, because users, they put their games in on separate drives. Their game libraries on separate drives. In order for Steam Flatpak to see your games on a separate drive, you have to be give it permission to all your drives and whatever. This is too much, and sometimes it crashes. So
Right.
for
And
Steam,
if you are going to open up to paid software, which I don't have a problem with in and of itself, you can't have problems like that on paid software. You can't.
well, paid software, I here's my thing with paid software on the Flathub. It's normal. Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
No, I
I
support
put
the paid software, but what I'm saying is you can't have permissions issues like that when
for
you're
paid
trying.
software, yeah,
Right. That's
because
just you're going to drive people away in mass.
when you put something behind a paywall, users expect a certain level of quality.
Not even quality, just convenience.
Yeah,
They don't want to work to use something they already had to buy.
but here's another thing me and Matt from the Linux cast we keep talking we keep mentioning when we talk about Flatpaks is there's supposed to be containers. So here's an example: OBS. We keep coming back to OBS because it's something you and I use and we are
Right.
very familiar
It's a
with.
part of our day-to-day workflow.
Yeah.
OBS.
So in the case of OBS, when you install it as a Flatpak, it comes with preset permissions to access your entire system. But if they're supposed to be containers, they have to all have null permissions and give the option to the user to give the permissions, because either you are a container or you're not. You cannot be in between and ship this package with these permissions, that package with different permissions, and so on and so forth. You have to all ship with null permissions, zero permissions, and leave the choice up to the user. And have a pop
Well,
up like on iOS and Android, a pop up. Okay, this application would like to function correctly, requires access to this. Do you agree to give it access? Yes or no?
I can see that.
Yeah, this is what containerized applications should mean.
Right.
But the snaps do it well, but the only issue with snaps, the reason for which they take so long to load, is because they have this thing called the loop device spam. Whenever you launch a snap, it creates multiple loop devices, and then it has to eject them, and then it has to remount them and re-eject. That causes applications to take a while to load because it
Right.
creates virtual devices. But other than that, the best containerized example I could give is app images. I wish they were done better, but so no, I think the loop thing is with app images, not snaps. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember, but one of them has a loop device spam where you end up with multiple loop devices. I don't use snaps or app images, so I don't know.
And I
Uh,
think you do mention the performance hit, and if we are correct here, uh, you don't need performance hits. I think a lot of people using Linux may be using it for budget or, end of life extending reasons on somewhat legacy hardware. They don't need the overhead of something like that.
yeah, exactly. So I still prefer flatpaks for the performance, but they need to get their act together. They have to come up with a way to a store or store front end where we can see every single plugin for something. Like you can download an audio application that has plugins. It might work on GNOME, but they need to unify the way it works. Instead of, well, it works that way on GNOME. It works differently on KDE. It works differently on it works one way on Debian, another way on Arch, and another way on Fedora, and another way on. Unify how you work. Okay, it's a unified
If it's going to
package.
be a container, that is the whole purpose.
That is the whole
Is
purpose. So instead of making it work differently on different bases, make it work the same way on everything. But so far, on one, it works okay. On the other, it shows just the main package, not the plugins. Or the extra stuff like for VS audio applications, it should show the VST supported VST plugins. But as we well know, VST plugins are commercial products,
right.
not free stuff. You have some free ones, but they're all shit. Uh,
All right. Well,
so
yeah, but I mean, I think that Flatpak is going to be good overall for increased
overall,
Linux
yes, yes,
adoption.
yes. For me, I have the Steam Deck. I To be honest, I didn't install many Flatpaks. The only Flatpaks that are there, they were put there by EmuDeck because the emulators are Flatpaks.
Right,
Uh,
right.
But other than that, I didn't install Flatpaks myself. The only Flatpak I installed was Purdium to be able to chat. But other than that, I didn't install anything. And the Steam Deck, I use it most of the time as my secondary desktop. I don't play that many games. If I want to play a game, it's just simple games, not nothing, no AAA titles. But yeah, Flatpaks are the uh, they're growing and but they need to get their system together because I, for one, I want the way I did it. For example, on XeroLinux to install OBS with all the plugins, I had to hunt every single plugin that existed on the Flathub and add them to the command that runs in the background. So when you select OBS from the Flatpak section of my tool, it will install OBS and all the plugins that exist on Flathub, all in one command. But I had to do the work for the user, so I make it easy for the user. So instead of having me do that, they have to start doing that. They have to, I
At
don't
least
know.
let people know what's available.
Yeah, like I'm like, if you notice, Flatpak is a extension to package managers. It's not a actual. It doesn't have its own GUI package manager front end.
Right. Now,
Uh,
now you can have update commands also search Flatpak.
yes, I created an alias on XeroLinux called FP up for updating Flatpaks and FP install to install Flatpaks. And sometimes on my system, on my own system, when I type install, it asks me, what do you want to where do you want to install this package from? Do you want to install it from here or there? This is an alias that I'm working on right now behind the scenes. I'm trying to create an alias for that will prompt the user. Okay, so you want to install this package. Where do you want me to look for it? You want me to look for it on the AUR, on Arch repositories, or regular repositories, or Flatpak,
Yeah,
or FlatHub?
Navara does a similar thing. They'll either look in the RPM Fusion or the Flatpak.
Yeah, sorry, it's Snaps, Josh. I know it's Snaps, but I keep confusing Snaps with app images.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, we need a GUI front end specifically made, tailored for Flatpak, not the GNOME software manager to include Flatpaks or PAMAC to include Flatpaks. We need one made by the Flathub, a specific Flathub one, if one doesn't exist. Uh, what? Josh is telling
Uh,
me the official GUI
yeah,
package manager is a GNOME
that's
software. Well,
wow.
if it
That
is,
feels
it's not very well implemented.
right. That feels very, very off.
Yeah, it does, because if it is, it's not really well done, because for some packages it shows plugins, for others it doesn't. I think it's kind of like Canonical. They're managing what shows and what doesn't show. Maybe I could be wrong, because I only used the GNOME Software Manager on Arch with their package kit. And for whatever reason, the package kit is not a dependency of the GNOME Software Center. We have to figure it out on our own by magic and
Yeah.
build it and include it. So, since GNOME is actually the driver for both Flatpak and Flathub, yeah, because most Flatpaks are GTK apps. Go figure. Uh, you find very few Qt apps. But yeah, I don't know. It's not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but if somebody asked me what do you prefer, Flatpak, snaps, or app images, I would always go Flatpak. And other users ask me, why don't you prefer official binaries? What official binaries mean are packages from the official Arch repositories. Uh, I don't prefer those because of the dependency hell. I have seen it countless times because I built packages for my repository where all of a sudden one of the dependencies disappeared because they no longer want it on the Arch repositories. They move it to the AUR. So, and sometimes one package requires one version, a certain version of a dependency, which is no longer available, and all these backs and forth. No, I prefer Flatpaks any day of the week. That's why whenever somebody tells me, "Can you add X or Y to XeroLinux?" I look for it on the Flathub first, see if it's available as a Flatpak, then look for it on the Arch repositories or AUR. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, so yeah.
yeah,
I-
it's flat
So,
Flatpak as good as it is. It's still sorry, as many issues as it has, it's still more preferable over app images and snaps. At least for me. That's why I'll be pushing Flatpaks more on XeroLinux over. I don't even include support for snaps on XeroLinux. I just support Flatpaks, AUR, and official binaries. That's it. Uh, Ubuntu, they're free to support their own product. They're a
yep.
corporation. They're a corporation in the end. It's a corporate entity. It's not a. It's no. It's more of a corporate entity than it is a distro for everyone to use.
Yep.
And the fact that they are forcing their flavors to do the same thing. They're free. They're allowed to do that. Stop hating on them for doing so.
A derivative. No, a derivative is just that. Like you expect it to keep function parity. I would actually defend that.
Yeah, I will defend that. And it's their thing. It's their product. They're allowed to push and support their own product. Like if I created XeroLinux, I'm allowed to support and be behind what XeroLinux is rather than what
Right.
ArcoLinux
If you
is.
don't like it, pick another distro, pick another function set,
And
pick
it's
another
only a 30
DE.
second and it's only a 30-second step to re-add Flatpak if it's once it gets removed. It's not
Yeah,
like you have to write your own program or anything.
but you could,
Well, yeah, of
I
course.
suppose.
But
That's the beauty of Linux and all the memes. You know, we could either do it the easy way or the way that takes 4 days.
yeah, so I am 100% behind what Ubuntu are doing. They have apps. They're not. They're their own thing. They can't be. They do what they do. They don't need to answer to anyone. So they don't owe anyone anything. So this is the thing I hate sometimes in the Linux world is different projects get a lot of hate because they're not doing things like that person wants them to do things. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, and you are God. When did you become God? So no. Uh, but in the case of XeroLinux, I leave the choice to the users. I take the safe route. I take the safe route where I leave the choice to the user. I don't include anything by the only thing I don't include is snaps because snaps is a canonical thing. It's not my thing. It's not a XeroLinux thing. But other than that, everything is up to the user to decide. They want Wayland, they can add Wayland. It's a button. They want to do different rices. They have different rices. They want to do X and Y. It's all the choices are available. So this is one way of doing things. Freedom of choice, or we do our thing our way. You want to change, you can change. It will take you a few a few seconds to do it. But by default, this is how things are. XeroLinux comes by default with X and Y. You want you want to add Z and whatever, you can, but it will take some work. Every distro has its default settings. But this hubbub over something that shouldn't be that big is why I sometimes feel bad for all the Linux developers out there, because of the hate they get from regular users. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that puts an end to the long discussion over Flatpaks.
Yeah.
Uh,
what's your little nugget of Linux news?
my nugget of Linux news is Plasma 527. They did a good job when they first released it, but the reason XeroLinux waits for the second point release is because all initial releases are buggy. Case in point, we are already at the second point point release, and we just received updates to their KDE gear packages, all their KDE applications. But when you ask someone who is one of the contributors to KDE about a new feature, like the tiling feature, to be exact, will we ever be able to save our own tiling layouts? And he answers simply no, without giving an explanation. It gets me a bit like set back. I was like, huh? Why just no with no explanation? If you are gonna give me a feature, give me the ability to like the tiling. Tiling is all about creating your own layouts and saving them. This is how tiling works, right? You create your own tiling setup and you save it. So when you want to get back to it, you can you can call it back. But with KDE tiling, you want to save your layouts, use a plugin. And Bismuth hasn't been updated in ages, so you cannot use Bismuth. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I might remove it from from the upcoming release of XeroLinux because it hasn't been updated. I'm not gonna ship something that is broken. But yeah, telling me to go hunt for a plug, then why did you include tiling in KDE in the first place? What do you think about
Yeah,
that? Do you agree?
I do.
Yeah, ship a new
But
feature, but ship it complete.
yeah. I mean, it almost sounds like what we were saying the whole time about about Flatpaks.
Kinda, yeah. But I'm like, okay, KDE, they might be under stress because they've been working on Plasma 6 for a long time, and they're still working on it, and they want to ship that as soon as possible by the end of the year. Uh, but I'm like, okay, ship something that I can use. I don't want to use something that I cannot customize to my own liking. So,
Yeah.
on a positive note, the Flatpak settings, the Flatpak permissions in KDE settings is amazing. The inclusion of
Oh
that,
yeah.
they are the first to have done that. They are the first. They're the first people who have done that, and I congratulate them on this thing. GNOME, when will it come to GNOME? Nobody knows.
Yep.
And we're at the door of GNOME 44. No
Yes, we
sign of
are.
that, and no sign of that Flatpak settings anywhere. So I'm like, okay, KDE, good job. Plasma 527 is great, but it has introduced a few more bugs, like Kwin crashing way more often, especially for me. I was doing the live, not the live. I was recording an interview with the Linux tube, and my desktop crashed like 10 times during the discussion.
Good grief.
Yeah, uh, but you won't see that in the final product because it'll be edited out. But still, it was annoying, and it was making. And here's the weird part. You know when a USB ejects and reconnects on Windows, the sound it makes? Ta-da-dong, ta-da-da, ta-da-dong. That kind of sound. That's what Linux the exact sound that Linux did every time Kwin crashed. I was like, huh? Am I on Windows? Maybe it's a hidden Easter egg. I don't know.
It's a feature, not a bug.
But it's a feature, not a bug. Uh, so Teddy makes it clear, makes another point. There's absolutely nowhere which says to hold shift to be able to use the KDE tiling. Yeah, they didn't even do a good job of showing the user, putting hints, telling the user how to do the tiling, and the user has to guess it or go
Yeah.
watch Nicolo's video. But yeah, there are a few things that they skimped on that mm, puts me as a KDE fanboy.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it gets me riled up a little bit, but I'm never gonna stop using KDE as my main. I can use anything as a secondary, but KDE will always be my main. Uh,
You do love your KDE.
yeah, I do. It's just my jam. It checks all my boxes. So including look, you see what I'm going through in Lebanon with all the electrical cuts and
You're
the
still using KDE.
no, with all these problems. I put up with these problems. You don't
And
want
you
me to put
just
up with KDE's problems.
yeah, your
I put up with
your
worse.
your
So
power is managed by Kwin.
yeah, it seems like so. But
But
uh,
we've pretty much made it through the podcast. I didn't hear your UPS go off.
it did, but my mic is canceling.
Ah, okay.
But it did. No, there was no power cut. There was a power cut when I was talking to Hip Dad earlier before you came on. Uh, but yeah, situation is getting worse right now. But everything has to get to its worst before it gets to its best.
If the
So
system's broken, let it break so it'll get fixed.
yeah, kind of. That was a good podcast. Sorry about my negative talk earlier on. But I needed to be transparent with everyone. I like to be transparent. Should tell the people the
Yeah,
hardships we're going through. Just not because
absolutely. I mean,
I don't like
you
people thinking I'm being lazy or whatever. The reason you don't see a
no.
lot of videos out of me on my YouTube channel is because I can't. When I come to shoot a video, I get a power cut like 3 times during the recording. I give up. I
Yeah,
give up. So you will see videos coming. I have a lot of ideas in my head. I'm just waiting for the power to stabilize and me getting the energy back so I can make a lot more content. There is so much in my head I want to do, but every time I sit down to do it, boom, power cuts. Uh, boom, I cannot do it because we have people over. Boom, I'm in the store. People forget that I run a store uh, during the
yeah.
day. I have a day job, so I can do it after night, and the internet is getting limiting me on what I can do. But things will get better at some point. I'm just waiting. Just be patient with me, everyone. Once everything stabilizes, you're gonna see an influx of videos from my end.
It's
I
going to
have
be really cool to see.
I have gaming, live gaming to do on YouTube. I choose YouTube over Twitch any day because Twitch is a commercial entity. I don't like it.
Well, Twitch is owned by Amazon, so
Yeah, so I need to pay to make money. Well, with no budget, with no money, I cannot pay to make money. So YouTube makes it a lot easier. So you're gonna see in the future. I'm gonna give you a glimpse on what the future holds. Uh, there will be the live streaming, random live streaming. I previously said every Wednesday. Nah, it's going to be randomly whenever I see uh, when I have ideas. You'll see live streaming from the from the shop. I don't care. I don't get a lot of customers,
That's going
so
to be really cool. I'm
yeah, I'll
excited
show.
for that.
Yeah, I will show you guys how I work on XeroLinux, how I build my packages and stuff. There will be Zero Gaming, the gaming live gaming on YouTube. There will be videos showing you guys how to do certain things, guides, tutorials, stuff like that. There's a lot of things I want to show you guys, but unfortunately, right now my hands are tied. They're tied, shackled up by the current situation. So just be patient with me, and things will start showing up as soon as they start giving us at least 12 hours of power during the day. Because during the daytime, I'm in the shop, can't make tutorials. I will make them when I get back once everything is settled. So thank you for being patient to everyone who has been patient with me and still is. And thank you for all the people who have donated so far to the project. And don't
Yeah,
forget, everyone, we have merch. Support the project by buying some
yeah.
more
Hip
merch.
Dad bought him up during the stream. Thank you, Hip Dad.
Oh, thank you, Hip Dad. You were able to buy in the end, huh? Uh, yeah, support the project buying our merch. There will be more merch as time goes by. We might switch to Teespring if this one does well. And next week, the two ISOs, the GNOME and the GNOME ISO for patrons, for supporters, will be up. A new version, and the latest version of the KDE spin will be up. Just package updates, a few tweaks under the hood, and some widgets in the panel have been replaced with newer ones. Other than that, just replaced the wallpaper with a new one. But yeah, anybody who's already on XeroLinux, you can just hit update and everything will come in. Um,
Yeah.
Other than that, don't that's a wrap. Don't forget to, of course, like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel if you want to help me out. And we'll see you next week. Thank
Oh,
you, Jesse, for being on again, as
of
usual.
course. Are we going to leave them without what's your app or thing of the week?
Oh, by app and thing of the week. My app or thing of the week currently is what's it called? The CSS loader plugin on the Steam Deck, because it allowed me to apply the suite like theme on Steam. So that's just it's a plugin for Decky Loader. You need to install Decky Loader first. Then you install that from the plugin store. It allows you to, and the best part of it is you can mix and match themes. Like you can use a system-wide theme. Then you can use the shiny effect on the posters of the games, and then use another plugin to enable more information or centered game list, and so on and so forth. It's superb.
It's
Me
really
coming,
cool.
uh, I'm a KDE user, so I
Of
had
course.
to do a lot of rising to Steam as well. Uh, so I rise to Steam my way. But yeah, that's my thingy of the week. I love that thing. I keep mixing and matching themes on the Steam Deck.
Yeah,
But yeah,
theming is your hobby. One of them.
I love it. I love it. I just
Yeah.
don't like to do it on window managers. Don't ask me. On KDE, it's just drag and drop. I'm done in a few seconds. On a window manager, I need to spend hours and hours coding everything in config files. Use this color CSS code or whatever. Do this and do that. too long, too time consuming. I could have done 10 rices in the time it takes me to do a half of one on a window manager. So
Okay.
that's just me. So yeah.
I'm playing around with the Heroic Games launcher. It does and
I saw the chat on the Discord server.
yeah, Teddy and I were working on seeing if I could get Rocket League and some other stuff that's been annoying.
Yeah, Rocket League, because it being a Epic game.
Right. It
Yeah,
used
but
to actually, well, it actually was originally available on the Steam store, and Epic,
originally yes, but
right,
Epic,
Epic made them take it off. If
yeah,
you
because
already
Epic
bought
being
it,
Epic.
right, if you already bought Rocket League through Steam, you can still do it natively through Steam, but you cannot newly purchase it through Steam.
I know. The same
Yeah,
thing happened to me with a game I really, really love, which is SnowRunner.
yeah,
SnowRunner, amazing, relaxing game. I recommend it
yeah,
to anyone who likes to relax, because it's just, it's not actually a game. I don't call it a game because, okay, although the mission is to carry lumber from point A to point B with it, and you have to choose the right truck to carry this amount of lumber, whatever. You have to build your truck. But the best part of this game is you're not limited by time. It could take you 5 years in real time,
yeah.
5 years
And
to
if you
do
want
it.
to do it, then you can do it.
Then you can do it. Just drive at 2.2 miles an hour.
Yeah,
Just
idle
enjoy.
gaming they call this.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I just have fun with my truck. I equip my truck with everything because I cheat. Uh, but I equip my trucks to the maximum they can, to the max of everything, and I just drive it like crazy in the snow, in the mud. Because the original game, the first game was called Mud Runner, uh, and it's by Russian developers. So it used to be called Mud Runner, where you drove in mud most of the time. Snow Runner is in the snow. So yeah, it's in the name.
Yeah,
But love that
cool.
game. It's so relaxing. I recommend it to anyone. On the Steam Deck, it's Steam Deck verified. If you get verified, I call it verified because it runs on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
could
that
get
reminds me. We need to start planning our next gaming session when the network comes back up for you.
leave that on the back burner, it's gonna be a while, at least a month. So I'll let you know as soon
Okay.
as things get better. Of course,
Yeah.
we're gonna do a game stream, and under the Zero Gaming
Yep.
banner, we're gonna do a game sesh and enjoy. I just need to discover more about the Steam Deck because I'm thinking of doing it from the Steam Deck itself.
That might be something to do. Yeah.
I'm discovering the Steam Deck still.
Pedestrian runner.
Pedestrian runner. Do they have pedestrian
I guess where
runner?
you just walk around.
Yeah, run around.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
there's one last game I recommend to everyone to get. It's a 7-year-old game. It's very old, but I recommend anyone get it on the Steam Deck because it is Steam Deck verified. It's called Tron Runner.
Oh, nice.
It uses a Tron Legacy theme, and it's a runner game. You have to run, jump, or ride a light cycle and stuff. It's taken to another level. It's a wonderful game. I enjoy it on the Steam Deck. It works. It's very simple. It will not kill your battery. You can play it for 5 hours on the Steam Deck before your battery dies. So
Cool.
anyway, thank you
It's nice
guys
to do another episode with all you guys. See
yeah.
you next week.
See you next week, hopefully. Every time I come to do the podcast, I have my fingers crossed behind my back. So, all right. Take care,
Okay.
guys. We'll see you on the next episode. Take
Hopefully
care,
my real
Jesse.
face will be back. All right. Thanks, Steve.
Uh, Take care. Bye.